Hi! Hello everyone, it is Akari, enthusiast for all things creative, but especially OCs in this video. It has been a while, hasn't it? But for the peeps who have seen my community tab, you already know what's been going on. Today, lovely viewer, I bring you a different sort of video. One I think it would be a very long video, so thoughts and prayers for editing Akari. Because yes, I have been participating on Artfight, for those who didn't know. And yes, Artfight as in the annual competition / drawing gifts to other events. If you do not know what I'm talking about, here's a link in the pinned comment so you can see it for yourself. But with that said, hopefully we're all caught up to speed. I did not mean that. Speed, Sonic channel, whatever. What I mean is, I've been away because of Artfight. And today, lovely viewer, I'll show you all of my attacks and revenges for Artfight 2025 while I yap to you a little bit about my experience so far. So without further ado, let's go! Full disclosure, I think this video will be long, so feel free to put it in the background as you do something else if you wanna just hear me ramble, or if you wanna just see me do some art. And I know my artist homies put a lot of stuff in the background as they work, mainly because my friends and I do that 90% of the time. So anyways, for those wondering, I was on Team Crystals this year. Why? Well, the answer is more simple than it could have been. It's because the theme was pink and shiny. I like those two. And pink goes well with my brand, so it checks. Even if it's not the exact same shade, I think it checks. Either way, at the point of writing this script, we're on a tie, 50-50. So I'm very intrigued on how Artfight ends, if we have like a tie for this year, or like if anyone wins. But we'll see. I guess later on when I publish this video, we'll see. And I'm honestly having such a blast drawing and receiving OCs. Like, it's insane. I'll get to it later. Because before that, I have to give you a little bit of backstory about this year's Artfight and how it began. Because at the end of June, I was worried no one would attack me because of my profile. Because it's simple. And I didn't log in too many characters, I just logged in like the protagonists of my ongoing comic series, The Dangers Outside and Desastre Marinado, or Marinated Mess for my English homies. Don't worry, English translation is coming soon. And it sucks, you know, because I really wanted to add like, I'd say all of them, but all of my OCs, but that seems a little bit unrealistic. I have way too many OCs for future comic series, and even fan characters like Sonic OCs. So in the time frame I had to prepare, it was basically impossible to get all of those ref sheets done, so I had to stick with the basics. But maybe for next year I'll have more in the roster. And I say maybe, because even still, with a year of preparation, I'd have to like fully commit the whole year to like making ref sheets for those characters. Just because I have so many of them. It's silly, it's very silly how many characters I have. And hey, look at that! Isn't this a great segue to say that a lot of my OCs that people have not seen, and secret future projects, and heck, my traditional works, college assignments, and exclusive sketchbook art are on my Patreon. Because yes, the rumors are true, I do have a Patreon. And even free patrons get some cool insight into my channel's content and future comic work. For example, all patrons, including free ones, were the first ones to know that I will make live streams this month, which is another whole topic for later, so stay tuned. But yeah, it would mean the world to me if you checked it out, and hey, maybe even throw $1 or $2 my way to continue supporting my content and my crazy stunts like Artfighting for a month while making comic work. Yes, I did both in unison. I am crazy like that. So yeah, what are you waiting for? Check it out, my dude. A lot of cool content there. But anyways, silly self-promo aside, back to the story. So picture this, my lovely viewer. July 1st was fastly approaching and I was getting worried by the second. you know, anxiety because it's my first time actually art fighting, and oh my god, is everyone going to be super competitive? And oh my god, am I actually going to get like attacks? And who am I going to attack? And do I have to make revenge? And oh my god, so many worries. But then July 1st approached and arrived, and I completely zoned out that day. Literally, I did not realize the war had begun after so many days of anxiety. Which is such a me thing to do, I'm going to be honest. And as the chat said in one of my streams, I have a goldfish memory, which is 100% valid. But when I did realize that our fight had begun at like 7 PM, I went into a panic, because when I checked the website, some people had already attacked me. And it was just the first day and I'm already in a disadvantage. Oh my god, what is going on? We're so going to lose and it's going to be my fault. So I stood up and went to my studio and started my revenge plan. Because if I was going to start a war and fight in a war of art fight, then you bet that I would make my best efforts not to go down without a fight, you know? And I think this is the best time to mention that I thought Artfight was very competitive amongst everyone, because this was my first year again, and the website looked intimidating enough to ask myself, am I really doing this? The answer was yes, obviously, but like, it still spooked me for a little bit. And I kinda sorta had a crisis over where I could upload my characters, because for the life of me I couldn't find the tab, even though it's on the top center of the screen, thank you very much. But anyways, my predictions for Artfight were completely wrong. For starters, people did attack me, surprisingly. Probably more than I could possibly handle revenging on 1 month, because ouchie, my wrist. And secondly, because holy crap, people were so nice to me and to each other. I am honestly in awe. It's like passive-aggressive niceness, if that makes sense at all. But people were just happy to draw OCs, and it's like one of the most beautiful and wholesome things I've seen come out of the internet. Because most of what comes from here is just the opposite. If you know, you know. And I gotta say, I am quite impressed by a lot of designs I saw while attacking and snooping around for people to attack, or that followed me. Dear god, lots of them were tailor-made for their according style and vice versa. So I'd say, give yourselves a pat in the back, all OC creators watching. You're doing some great stuff with your designs, in my honest opinion. Which, by the way, I forgot to mention in the beginning. All of the OC creators featured in my drawings will be credited in the top right corner or in the description, so you can go check them out, because it's top tier content. I love all of the OCs that these people have made, because I went and snooped into their profile and saw all of their creative works, and I was honestly very happy, very inspired. And additionally, I'll be making a follow-up video for this one, which will feature even more artists, so stay tuned! And hey, if you're watching this and your OC is on this video, please leave a comment so people can go check out your stuff! Because, honestly, I loved your designs. I honestly loved your designs. So you should totally put this timestamp or the number that will be on the side of your username in screen, so people can go check out your stuff, you know? Actually, scratch that. Even if you're not in this video, just put in the comments where to follow you if you're an artist, it being like 3D or 2D or animation, whatever. Just let this video become a place for all creatives to get to know each other. We love supporting artists over here in the Akari Talks channel. Which brings me back to the topic I was originally talking about, Artfight. Sorry for the tangent, y'all. I just love yapping about cool artists and cannot shut up sometimes. And that's why I think this channel should have been named Akari Yaps, but Akari Talks has a nicer ring to it, I think. Anyways, for the first week and a half, I did the illustrations on my own time. That is, until I got the great idea of streaming some Artfight revenges. Because let's be clear, I am 100% certain that by the time this video has come up, I will have been defeated. I would have been obliterated. My wrist will not keep up, and that's okay. I just hope I made some folks happy with my art revenges. Tangent aside, again, yes, I had it all that it took to do a stream theoretically for a while now. The one thing that I was lacking, it was time. Always busy with so many projects and college work and freelance work and life. The list goes on and on. You know this by now. But this one specific project, if you can call it that, which I think you can, hopefully, stood out to me a lot because it sounded like the perfect opportunity to start streaming. And it definitely was. So one good day, on a whim like most of the things I do, at like 5 p.m, I decided I would stream the next day to fight some Artfight revenges. And it was a lot of fun, I can tell you. I definitely will be making more streams soon for you guys. I just had a great time with you. But I'm not gonna lie, I was a nervous wreck before starting stream for the first time. And again, like, I asked myself, am I really doing this? Because I'm an introvert and I'm not that interesting if I'm being honest, and maybe I'm not funny enough. You know, the usual stage fear thoughts. But hey, when have I backed out of a challenge? I asked myself. I literally went through Inktober plus making videos about Inktober while trying to reach a comic deadline with college finals on top last year. So yeah, I think I could do this, and I did. Which, speaking of which, thank you very much to everyone who attended. Huge shout out and lots of respect to my stream viewing homies. You're all so funny. I loved hanging out with you guys. So, final verdict. Did I enjoy Artfight and streaming this year? Yes, I did a lot. Because it was so fun and I was blown away by the support of the community on the live streams, and I think that's why I liked Artfight so much this year, because everyone was so supportive and like funny and engaging in the comments. I just had a great time, dude. I just had wonderful times. And like drawing other people's OCs like took me out of my comfort zone, but not in like an uncomfortable way, I'd say. Not like an uncomfortable way, but more in like a challenging, fun way. Because tackling all these different styles and tackling all these different characters and like trying to mold them, well, not mold them, but like trying to draw them in my style and translate them into my style, kinda. It's harder than you think, but it's very, very, very fun. I just googled it. The word I was searching for was adapting. Like, adapting characters into one style is so much fun because it makes you think, well, how can I simplify? How can I make this fit more the vibe I'm like wanting it to be? And overall, it's just very fun. Adapting characters, it's very fun. That's why I love OCs. And that said, also getting a lot of fan art for my OCs was really, really like rewarding in some way. I don't know. I tell you that I had a great time, and people like seem to have a great time, at least in my circles of Artfight. So I think it's a win-win for everyone. You guys seriously made the stage fear that I felt for a day totally worth it. And like, overall, I had a great time on Artfight this year. Hopefully everyone else also did. Because honestly, I see this event like a positive thing for all artists all around the world. And I know last year there was like a controversy, I think? I didn't look too far into it since it's not my type of content. I don't know, it paints the artist community as a toxic, and I don't like that. Also, the pun was totally intended for your information. But back on topic, even though with tough times like this, with the AI stuff, creativity will still shine bright. What can I tell you? That is the beauty of art. But anyways, sappy stuff aside, let me know in the comments if you did participate in Artfight and what was your best aspect of it in this year for you. Let me know in the comments, as I thank our lovely patrons and channel members for all their support. Thank you so much to Chaotic Kid, Kyler 2.0, Drifting Sim, Atilano, Pydros, Dark Waddle D Gaming, Jimari Fox, Lover of Green, Trey Shells, Blue J65, Hit Dragon, Kyo, Servando Verdugo, and Googly Eyes. Thank you so much for all the support you've given me. And if you, lovely viewer, want to join this group of lovely people for extra content, emotes, early videos, and more, there's a link to my Patreon or channel memberships in the description. But with that said, guys, gals, and non-binary pals, I have been Akari-san, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye!